Let's get into the latest on the injury front right now. DeAndre Swift officially has a shoulder sprain that won't require surgery, but he could miss some time, as you see right here in the loss against the Vikings. Not having to deal with surgery is a really good outlook for the long-term fellas, but the bottom line is it's clear he's probably going to miss a few games dealing with this.
Yeah, and that's tough. And what's also tough is it's like the norm and the narrative of what we come to expect from DeAndre Swift, because we know when he's on the field, he's one of the best.
Yeah.
And it only heightens Jamal Williams' value now. I don't think he's on a lot of waivers, but if he is in your league, you better go get him.
Yeah.
But this, even like I said, this heightens his value. So, hell, he looked like a running back one yesterday with DeAndre Swift playing. So, Jamal Williams got to be a top 15 player. So with how that Lions offense is playing, you got to love that. And if you have Swift, you just got to hope it's, closer to 2 to 3 games than 4 to 6.
Yeah, Pat, Lawrence hinted at it. I mean, the Lions offensive line is great. They have a consistent rushing attack. Now you take Swift out of the equation. Is Jamal Williams essentially a real RB1 now to fire up?
I think low-end RB1, definitely high-end RB2. I mean, he already had the short yardage role. And so now he's going to get more of the receiving work. DeAndre Swift's role was already being managed, so I do think that, what Williams is going to get on top of this, maybe it's not going to be like massive because Craig Reynolds will see work as well.
Yeah.
But to get the work at the goal line, which he definitely has locked down, plus more receiving work, I mean, he's a very valuable fantasy running back right now.
All right, moving over to the Bears, who they are just focused in on their rushing attack. It feels like Justin Fields barely gets to throw the ball. Good news for the Bears backfield, although some bad news. David Montgomery comes out of the game. They're calling it a lower body injury. He's expected to be day-to-day, so we will see David Montgomery back soon. But, fellas, the reality is at this point, when Khalil Herbert gets the ball, good things happen. 22 touches, 169 yards, and the touchdown. Let's hear from Herbert on his big day and making most of some of those opportunities he's getting.
How were you feeling as the carries piled up and you saw that yardage pile up and you knew you were being effective?
Really just you get in a rhythm, I was getting in a rhythm and, O-line did a great job of opening up things for me, allowing me to get in that rhythm. But once you get in the rhythm, you start feeling things, you start feeling hot, you're able to just do stuff that, be able to do.
Getting in that rhythm out there, you've been able to come in, cold at times throughout your game and make these big sustained plays. What's the key for that in your mind of being able to do that?
Really just making the most of my opportunities. I come in with that mindset every week. Whether it's 1 carry, 20 carries, just try and make the most of that and make a play with what I get.
Lawrence, is Herbert going to be the hottest name on the waiver wire this week, if he's even available in your league at this point?
100%. You don't just go. It would have been different if he went for 90 yards and a touchdown. This man went for 157 on him. So if he's probably going to be the top waiver wire priority. And like you said before, every time he's gotten a shot, he has delivered. And with the way that the Bears are not throwing the football, this is going to be all him. Like they're going, and even if the Bears get behind, he'll be on there. He'll be in the game on pass situations, and you gotta love that. If you're sitting on Khalil Herbert, you looking pretty good right now.
Absolutely,
you are. I mean, he had 7.9 yards per carry. Justin Fields had 6.2 yards per attempt. I mean, he was the offense. It really is. And the Bears, this is the way they want to play. They are the lowest team in the league in pass rate over expected. If you look at kind of where teams are expected to pass based on game situation, down distance, they are running the ball. This is philosophical. They've been extremely run heavy in all 3 of their games. Justin Fields, by the way, last in the league in EPA per play. So they're trying to protect and hide Fields. And I think if we have any missed time from David Montgomery, we're going to see big workloads from Khalil Herbert.
All right, another big injury in the backfield for the Vikings. Dalvin Cook goes down with a shoulder injury. We don't have the latest exactly of what the timetable is, but it's business as always for Alexander Mattison. 8 touches, 44 yards, a touchdown in relief. I mean, we've talked about this for years now. It feels like when Cook inevitably misses a little bit of time each year, Mattison plays extremely effective in his role.
Yeah, it's like RB1 type stuff too. He did it immediately as soon as after Dalvin Cook was on his way to a top day as well. But they did say that he'll try to put the harness on the shoulder, Dalvin Cook. They'll pop that thing in. He'll be ready to go. We'll see. Dalvin Cook and that shoulder been weird for the last couple years.
Time.
Like he ran last year against the Steelers. He had 200 yards in a game with the messed up shoulder. So he could be great with it, or he could be out the game with it. But if he's playing, you got to fire him up. If he's not, you got to fire Alexander Mattison.
Yeah, it's a pain tolerance issue at this point for Cook. But when you look at Mattison specifically, I mean, he's very trustworthy at this point when he gets that chance.
Yeah, I think, there's already been, Pro Football Talk reported that we were likely to see Dalvin Cook play in London. But I think, look, I mean, if he plays, you still want to try to trade for Alexander Mattison after this game because, Lawrence, you mentioned the shoulder's been a recurring issue here. Could be something that pops up later in the season, and this game was confirmation that if Cook misses time, Mattison is going to have that super valuable role that he did in the Mike Zimmer offense.
All right, last one on our injury list is not a running back for once, but Mac Jones. Obviously a bit of a thriller, Baltimore against the Patriots yesterday. It did come down to the wire. Baltimore closed it out in emphatic fashion at the end. But the big news was in the final 2 minutes, Mac Jones leaves with that ankle injury. It is a high ankle sprain. And what we've seen of high ankle sprains, for quarterbacks, we'll see how he manages it. But this is something that can linger throughout the entire season. There has to be a little concern for Mac Jones, not just the injury, but the New England offense has been very up and down with this new staff.
Yeah, like you said, up and down is probably being nice.
Very polite.
Mac Jones had a couple good drives there, but ultimately throwing 3 picks, that ain't going to get it done when old L. Jack is on the other side. But for this Patriots offense that was doing the opposite of humming, it could get even worse now that you got, old boy, what's his name, Brian Hoyer. He going to come in now, and it's just... I mean, the good thing is you got Devontae Parker had a career high. So I was like, okay, maybe there's something here. But now you know that Mac Jones will miss some type of time now, probably more than a little. And that's just not good overall for the Patriots and their hopes as a team going forward.
Pat, do you think this makes them lean on the backfield even more? We saw Ramondre Stevenson obviously have a really big day.
I think it does, and Ramondre Stevenson, he had 5 targets in this game, so maybe we see some more short, dump down, check down type of stuff that he would really benefit from in particular.
He was balling.
All right, we're going to take a break. We got through the duds. We got through the injuries. The bad vibes are over. When we're back, we're looking for winners. We're going through the weekend warriors.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and Rotoworld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from Rotoworld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.